Hello, my name is Shantá. I am the creator and founder of a private wellness community for unambiguously Black women. And I just decided, let me take down my Rap-A-Lock tool. Oh, wow. Let me take down my curls while I tell you a little bit about why I started this business and what I'm hoping to create and why it's important to me. So I am of the I don't even think we can say elder millennial generation anymore because we are all approaching 40 or like 40 or better, but I am of the generation of first generation American folks where we were taught that if you like follow the rules and work hard, then the system will reward you. I was raised up believing in meritocracy as an idea that was relatively fair, you know, biases and systemic oppression also considered. But still, if you work hard, if you apply yourself, then you will be able to achieve success on your own terms. So, funny enough for me, 15 years later, working in nonprofit and educational access spaces as well as higher education itself, I came to realize that the meritocratic storytelling experience was just a lie. It wasn't true. And it really solidified for me upon the re-election of Felon 47. That entirely radicalized my sense of self. It changed my brain chemistry. It had me thinking about and engaging in spaces completely differently. And at that point in time, I had moved through nonprofits. I had moved through working at colleges. I had moved through engaging in charter schools, which in my opinion are money laundering fronts based on what I've seen. Maybe not all of them, but my God, today. And I realized that my skill set was not being well used in those spaces. I have a kind of like this insatiable urge to ensure that unambiguously Black women thrive on their own terms, because I also saw a lot of women who looked like me in those spaces trying to basically play Captain Save-A-Ho while being underpaid by the very institutions that presented themselves as forces for the greater good or an equitable experience. But what I learned 15 years in was that what's actually happening is that these institutions are all modeling themselves off of a deeply inequitable, dare I say, white supremacist structure. But because they don't say the N word with a hard R, and they allow Black women to be relatively close to the C-suite while doing all of the labor that everyone else takes credit for, that it was just like same problem, different font. So I decided to leave. I decided to leave higher education entirely. And I am a firm believer that being a lifelong learner is crucial. It is very important. I feel particularly connected to that opinion with the rise of generative AI. Now, to be fair, we have had AI for a very, very long time, but up until I guess 2023, AI was framed as a tool that was used to help us achieve amazing things. And now what I'm seeing in AI, what I see people reveling in with generative AI, is being able to completely offload their kind of cognition to this thing that these tech bros created. And I'm sorry, every last one of them are dead behind the eyes. Dead. They ain't got nothing kicking around. Something is wrong. We know this. No need to go down that rabbit hole. But I firmly believe that in a handful of years, those of us who have the capacity to perform critical thinking and actually use deductive reasoning will have a type of like wealth that is hard to quantify. Now, there's a great many things in this very moment that are entirely abhorrent, in my opinion. And I am, just like very many other people, looking around and saying, like, what can you do? How can you help? And how can you create a space to support communities that need that type of help? So I am a fervent believer in understanding the systems that we're working within, while also being able to kind of clock it and then do whatever you need to do to achieve success on your own terms. And that's the primary driving force behind the community that I've created. Oh, and it is specifically designed to center the needs of unambiguously Black women, because unambiguously Black women show up in spaces and various systems attempt to act upon us. And if we don't know what those various systems are, we won't have the language to appropriately, peep game and move in a strategic way that protects your peace, that protects your well-being, and that ensures that you can actually continue moving through the day feeling like a whole person. So I created a Black Women's Permission to Thrive just to do just that, to create a space for community where women can set long-term sustainable goals, move toward achieving those goals, while also understanding and learning a little bit about the various systems that are at play in the world that we exist in. And so I live in the United States, as one woman says on TikTok, the United States of embarrassment. Yeah. And I have decided to cultivate the space for Black women to enter into it and really do the damn thing. And so I firmly believe that there are a handful of things, activities, daily practices, habits that Black women should be engaging in order to support a sustainable, long-term, healthy lived experience. And I've incorporated those into the community. And I know there is no one size fits all for any one person. And I'm a big fan of meeting people where they're at. I get that from my social work degree. And encouraging people and pushing people to envision something bigger, something more grand, something more awesome for themselves. I've also noticed and also been a party to having people see my skills and decide to siphon that for their own goals, right? And so if you are unable to really hold your ground in protecting what is sacred to you, people, and sacred from you, like the things that you just do very well, right? Your own magic, your own way of seeing the world. If you don't protect that, then other people will come through and try to take it from you, because very many people are lacking, okay? Mediocrity runs the day for certain demographics in this country, and because it is so abundantly clear that they are, I don't even think mediocre is the right word anymore. We need something else to describe the level of entitlement combined with complete lack of skill and a disinterest in learning. But because, in particular, just look at the current president of the United States with his 34 felons, right? And the Secretary of, War, and him being drunk, just drunk. Kash Patel, another one, crazy eyes, drunk. But anyway, I digress, which will happen. I wanted to cultivate an environment where Black women didn't have to be perceived by those who would attempt to deflect their own shortcomings onto Black women and have us have to respond. And so that is why it's for unambiguously Black women, and it won't include Black men because misogynoir, and it won't include people of color because misogyny and misogynoir. And so I am very specific in what I'm trying to create, which, as I describe it, is a army of ungovernable, unfuckable with Black women who have a keen awareness. This happens sometimes. You got to be careful with how you curl it, who have a keen sense of self, who are healthy in their bodies. I think the Black community, we need to, well, Black women in general, we need to have a very earnest conversation about what healthy looks like for us, right? I'm 6 feet tall. I was once told that I should weigh 130 pounds. I never went back. But I also want to ensure that I age well. And the way that you age well is working out a little bit. You know, that's part of why I got sister locks. Like initially I became a loose natural, and then I locked my hair 7 years ago. And here we are now. And so I can work out as much as I want to and still have my hair be done, you know? It's about having a healthy grasp on your mental health, right? Is that prayer? Is that meditation? Is that walking in nature? I won't be walking in nature, but I will try to meditate. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is a variety of things that you can do on a daily basis to support your overall well-being. And I want to remind Black women every single day that you should be doing that. So that's a little bit about me. I'm really excited to share my own journey, and that'll include a bit of my wellness journey of losing some weight for myself, getting stronger. I'm cruising towards perimenopause, and I'm very excited about it. I don't know what's going on, but I think I am. And so what that means for me, because I don't have all the answers, is lifting more weights, right? It's being strong and healthy in my body. It's having a small waist, not because, you know, for vanity, for vain purposes, or just wanting to snatch waist. Is because if you have a smaller waist, you have less fat around your vital organs. You know what I mean? Like, it's everything in balance. And we're going to be reading books. Oh, that's another component of my community. It's a private membership podcast that in most instances will center around a book. I'm still selecting this month's book. I will make an announcement of what that will be. But that's that lifelong learning piece. You can just listen to the podcast and learn about the book as I read it, or you can get the book yourself and read along, right? It's about encouraging you to basically be bad at things, right? Anytime you're trying to learn something new and you're like not good at it, it's good for your brain. So much more detail to come. I will be sharing any exciting updates from the community. I will be sharing my own journey, how I'm managing these times when America is absolutely belligerent and it's real nasty work out here in these streets. And I will be showcasing how I will thrive regardless. How I'm gonna win no matter what. And if you're an unambiguously Black woman, femme, please join in. Links are where the links live. And I just hope you have a beautiful day. And I hope this is a reminder, even if you decide not to work with me, I hope that this is a reminder that you get to thrive on your own terms, no matter what, and that you are worthy because you are. And that as long as your joy does not require the degradation or harm of another, you get to be happy. Right? You get to thrive. And I just want this to be an opportunity for all of us to look at the uncertainty of my hair looks crazy. I'm going to kind of comb out some of these curls. You have an opportunity to look at the specific instability of this moment and create your own peace. And that's on period. All right. I hope you have a beautiful day. Here is I use 2 packs of the Wrap-A-Lock tool for my head, and I would say my hair is bra strap length, and I'm thinking about buying another pack because sometimes when I'm doing it, I be getting close and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna run out. Anyway, and this lasts for a week for me. That's what I do. Oh, and I use shea butter, actually, from House of Isis, and I use Nairobi. And I think I also used rose water, or some kind of water. I don't know. Anyway, love it. I do this once a week, every wash day. And then you have to sit under the dryer. You do. I have to sit on the dryer for at least an hour. And then I let it sit all day Sunday. Anyway, it's cute. Have a beautiful day.